Okay, in this video I just wanted to talk about the AF on near and far shift options in the Panasonic GH6, and to be honest they're features that I really do like on this camera. They're really useful for photography, so I essentially come across the problem quite a lot where I'll just want to take a quick shot, and quite often the camera will either end up back focusing when I want to hit something closer to the camera or vice versa, and I just find that a real pain. It's something that happens quite a lot when you use the full area focus on the camera. And we covered using the AF on button in another video, which I'll link to that above so you can kind of see that. But this is kind of a little bit, from my point of view, a little bit of an extension of that. So what we'll just flick the camera on, and then quickly, if we jump into the AF, I mean, the most noticeable way you're going to see this essentially is if you use the full area. So I'm using full area AF just so you understand the focusing options I'm using here. And what I've done is the most successful way I've found to use this is to map it to these two buttons on the camera in my photography modes. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about there, just jump over to the video up in the corner and it'll tell you how to map features to buttons. So what I've done, if I just jump in, I'll just map one of these quickly. We can jump in, you can see in the shortcut menu. Just quickly find it. It's around here. So we've got AF near and far shift here. You can see we've got like the two options there. So you can map, what I've done is just mapped near shift and far shift to the two buttons. So you can see now, as I'm focusing in this video, you can see I can use one button, it'll get the mug at the front, and then the next one and it will just focus towards the back. It's not a very interesting frame, it's quite messy, it's just some boxes and a mug, but you get the idea. You're telling the camera give priority to the foreground or give priority to the background. And there are times when this can be really useful. If you're shooting say for example a zoo through a fence or something, you really never want to have the fence in focus and the animal out of focus, so you can use the far shift for that. And that can be really useful. Or say you're doing some nature shots, and this happens quite a lot. If you want to shoot something like say a spider web, you really want it on the near shift, and quite often it will just go straight through it to the background. So it's there's quite a lot of uses for it, and like I say, it's those sort of quick shots where you tend to miss it. So I've just been sort of practicing with these, and I find it quite a nice way to focus, actually, just kind of using those to focus when I need them. It's been quite a good way to work, I've found. So yeah, I just thought I'd kind of bring it up as a feature that I've found quite useful on the camera. So hopefully other people will as well. And like I say, it's really one that it's probably best used with the full area focus, because you won't notice as much if you're using spot focus or zone focus or anything like that. But it's yeah, I found it quite good. One thing to bear in mind actually with it, if you want to switch it off or you want to get rid of it, if you hold down the button, all it actually does is focus now, so you lose your ability to map it. So what you'll need to do is jump into the menu, and then you'll need to jump into the cog, and then the kind of dial icon, and that's the operation menu. And then you can jump into FN button set, and then you'll want the settings in recording mode for this one, and then you can kind of scroll across. I mean, obviously you're free to map it to whatever buttons you want, but I've got in here AF on far, AF on near was the way I had it set up. I had them both on far there because I just set it up in a shortcut, but yeah, you can essentially set it up however you like, but when you come back you'll want to use this to reset them. So you can come back and you can set them to you can actually set them back to off, or just to anything you like. If you put it back to off, no setting, and then do the same for that one. We can get back to there we go, and then you'll be able to reset those. Clicking back on them, you'll be able to reset them into buttons again. So it's just one thing to be aware of when you're using it. But it's yeah, it's a really nice feature. So if you shoot photos quite a lot on the camera, I'd highly recommend sort of checking that out and you know, seeing if it's useful for you whilst you're working. If you found this video helpful, then please give the video a like. If you want to see more about the Panasonic GH6, then check out the playlist on this channel, and please subscribe.